Hi, my name is Rachel Keppel and I'm a senior at Florida State University majoring in information technology with a focus in web design and development. I plan on pursuing a career in web design and development as soon as I graduate, and I'm here today to show you how to create a simple yet attractive photo transition technique using Adobe Flash that I think all beginning web designers can benefit from. If you have not already cropped at least 2 photos for this tutorial, please pause the video and do so now. Okay, let's begin.
After opening a Flash file, you will need to change the size of the stage in order to fit the photos that you've cropped. So go to the Properties panel, and where it says Size, click Edit, and change the dimensions to the photo size that you cropped. Mine were 800 pixels by 250 pixels. The stage should now resemble the size of the photos that you cropped. To import these photos into your Flash file, go to File, Import, and Import to Library. Navigate to the photos that you saved already on your computer. I saved 3, so I select them, click Import to Library, and you should now, when you click on the Library tab, be able to see the photos that you imported. To begin, drag one of the photos onto the stage. Try to line it up perfectly with the stage. If you don't think you can do it perfectly, you can always go to the Properties panel, and under Position and Size, enter 0 for both X and Y values. This will align the picture perfectly for you. First thing we're going to do to the photo is right-click and choose Convert to Symbol from the drop-down menu. You need to give this symbol a unique name so that you can remember the photo. I'm going to name this one Sunset. And make sure that Graphic is chosen for the type. Click OK. You can now reuse this symbol as many times as you want in this Flash movie file. In the timeline, go to frame 30 of layer 1 and select it. Right-click and choose Insert Keyframe from the drop-down menu. Do the same thing for frame 60 of layer 1. Select it, right-click, and choose Insert Keyframe. With frame 60 still selected, click on the photo on the stage to ensure that it is also selected. Then go to the Properties panel, and under Color Effect next to Style, choose Alpha from the drop-down menu. Your alpha should be set to 0%. If it isn't, change it now. Now go back to the timeline, and anywhere in between frame 30 and frame 60 in layer 1, right-click. Choose Create Classic Tween from the drop-down menu. You are now finished with layer 1. To create a second layer, go to the bottom left of your timeline and click on the first button. Layer 2 has been inserted above layer 1, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to drag layer 2 below layer 1. Go to frame 30 of layer 2. Make sure that it's selected, right-click, and choose Insert Keyframe from the drop-down menu. Now go over to your library and select the second picture that you would like to see in the transition. It appears behind the first picture, so go to layer 1 and under the picture of the eye, click the dot and it'll hide layer 1 so you can see layer 2. Align this photo with the stage, and again, if you don't think you can do so perfectly, you can go to the Properties panel and make sure that X and Y values are set to 0. Next, make sure the picture is selected on the stage, right-click, scroll down, click on Convert to Symbol. Again, you'll need to give this a unique name so you can remember it. I'm going to name this one Barge. And make sure that Graphic is set for type. Click OK. Now go to frame 60 of layer 2. Right-click, Insert Keyframe. Do the same thing for frame 90 of layer 2. Go back to frame 30 of layer 2. Make sure that it's selected, and then click on the photo on the stage to make sure that it's also selected. In the Properties panel under Color Effect, choose Alpha for Style. Again, make sure the alpha is set to 0%. Now you can click anywhere between frame 30 and frame 60 on layer 2, right-click, and choose Create Classic Tween. Go down to frame 120 of layer 2, select it, right-click, insert another keyframe. While this is still selected, select the picture on the stage, and again go over to the Properties panel and change the alpha value to 0%. Now, in between frame 90 and 120 of layer 2, right-click anywhere and create another classic tween. You can now unhide layer 1 by clicking on the X and drag this little red bar to preview your video. It's time to create layer 3. So again, go down to the bottom left of your timeline and click the first button. Drag layer 3 below layer 2. Go to frame 90 of layer 3. Select it, right-click, and choose Insert Keyframe. Now go to the Library panel and choose the third picture that you'd like to see in the transition. Again, this photo appears behind your second photo, so hide layer 2 for now, and align the third photo with the stage. Just to be sure that it's 0 and 0. Okay. Now, right-click on the photo, choose Convert to Symbol. I'm going to name this one Boats. Make sure that graphic is the type. Click OK. Now go down to frame 120 of layer 3, right-click and choose Insert Keyframe. Again, go to frame 150 of layer 3, insert another keyframe. One last time in frame 180. Insert another keyframe. Go back to frame 90 of layer 3 and select it, and then select the picture in the stage. Go to the Properties panel and under the Style menu, choose Alpha. Make sure that it's set to 0. Anywhere between frame 90 and 120 of layer 3, right-click and create a classic tween. Then go to frame 180 of layer 3, make sure that it's selected, select the photo on the stage, and change the alpha to 0%. And then anywhere between frame 150 and 180, right-click and choose Create Classic Tween. Now you can view layer 2 again. We're going to create a fourth layer just so that when this photo file loops, it runs smoothly and back to the first layer. So insert one more layer, drag layer 4 below layer 3. On frame 150 of layer 4, right-click and insert a keyframe. Go to your library panel. And your first photo is already converted to a symbol. My first photo was a sunset, so I'm going to drag that onto the stage now. Hide layer 3 so that you can see this fourth image. Line up your last photo to the stage. Go to frame 180 of layer 4, right-click, insert keyframe, and then go back to frame 150. Select the picture and change the alpha value to 0. And then in between 150 and 180 on layer 4, create another classic tween. Now it's time to save your work. Go to File, Save. I'm just going to save mine to the desktop. Go to Control, Test Movie, and you can watch your movie as your photos transition in and out. In order to display this video on a web page, you'll need to export it as an SWF file. Simply go to File, Save or Export, Export Movie. Name it whatever you like. And now you can use that to display on the web.
You have now created a very attractive Flash transition movie that is ready to be placed on a website and viewed by the world. I'm Rachel Keppel. Thanks for watching my tutorial.